Hey, looky there. It's the Writing Gals back again for the first time in a while. But we are super excited because we're going to get things going again for 2024. So we've got
Yes.
lots of plans. And we just wrapped up our successful 2023 writing conference in October. And we still have people who had access to those classes are trying to finish. They still have about a little over a month left of access to their classes. But what else do we have going on, Victorine? Like, I just feel like we should tell everybody all the Writing Gals stuff because we talk a lot behind the scenes.
Well, we definitely have a cruise going on. It's not 2024, it'll be 2025. But we are in the planning stages and getting it all ready, and it will be ready soon for you guys to sign up for. So It's not ready yet to sign up, but soon we will have that ready because we want everybody to have, some time to put together some, set aside some money for that cruise. And it'll be so much fun, you guys.
It is the combination of vacation, hanging out with author friends, and all like the writing sprints. We're going to try and have some classes. It's going to be a great time. And it will be my second cruise because we've decided that Michelle needs to go on her own cruise. Previously helping run a cruise. So we're also going to go on one in June just to give me some sea legs and experience there. We also have the Academy up and running well, and we have a coupon for 50% off your first month of the Academy. So a monthly subscription is $9.95, and we have a year plan that's $99 for the full year subscription to the Academy. So if you haven't checked that out, you can find a post in the Writing Gals group. And maybe we'll be awesome and put a link to the Academy in this video.
Good idea.
Later on, or put it in the comments later on so you guys can find that. We'll try and get better about getting those links ready ahead of time. But so you can definitely, is there a link on the website about the Academy?
On the website? No, I don't think so. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad.
We keep adding to our list to do. We will get all of you YouTube people information about the Writing Gals Academy if you're interested in that. It's basically just a library of classes. A lot of it's things that we've collected from previous conferences, and going forward we're going to be adding courses that are directly or specifically created for the Academy itself. And we just want there to be a way for new authors to find an affordable and accessible way to be educating themselves on the craft of writing and the business of being an author. And so there's a lot of really great content on there. So that's a lot about what the Writing Gals has been doing in the last year or so. And in 2024, we're going to revive this YouTube podcast. So just so you know, we're going to be having this at this time, which is 12:30 Central, on the first and third Tuesdays every month.
Yes.
And there will be probably some other YouTube content, but this one where Victorine and I just come on and free will chat about what we want to do is going to be Tuesdays, first and third Tuesdays every month. So what did 2023 teach you, Victorine?
Oh my goodness. 2023 was definitely a learning year for me. It taught me that opening up your own direct sales store at the end of the year is probably not the best idea. Because that's when the ads skyrocket in price, right? And so I opened up my own direct store. Oh golly, it was late in the second half of 2023. I don't remember what month it was. It's so bad, I don't even remember.
It's just all a blur at this point.
It's a blur. And it's definitely a learning thing. So I will be teaching a class this next conference coming up in 2024 in October, all about direct sales and what I've learned in my direct sales, jumping into that. And one of the things I've learned is don't open your store right before the ads go sky high, because that makes it really difficult to make any money. So that's one thing I learned. But I will be compiling and putting together all the things that I learned about direct sales and giving you that information. I've also learned that if I want to actually write a book and publish a book, I need to be better about planning my days out and saying, this is my writing goal for this week, and this is my writing goal for today, and trying to make that happen. Because, if I just fly by the seat of my pants, which is what I do most of the time, and I get hardly anything done. So I only had one book put out last year.
Yeah. We're on pace together there, Victorine.
So that's what I've learned.
So in 2023, I decided that I was going to officially and hopefully forever step out of the author rat race. That's just kind of how I describe my forward momentum, is that I just have aligned my goals and my definition of success on what I want it to be, what makes me happy and fulfilled. And I'm not worrying or caring about the sort of pressure or momentum that can happen if you're really involved in author circles. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many different opportunities out there depending on what you want to accomplish and what you need, and so much information out there. And I went through burnout, and I am no longer burned out, and I don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
And so, so I've just decided, I still want to grow. I still want to make money. I still want to have lots of readers, all these different things. I'm just approaching it in a way that's healthier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Part of my exciting success for 2023, of which there wasn't a lot, but we had some, is where I am right now, which is in my office that I built in my backyard.
Nice.
So for the whole time we've had this podcast, I've had the same background behind me, which was like my kitchen wall. So from now on, it's going to be in my office and hopefully less echoey in the future. I'm sorry about the audio, guys. I'm still trying to figure out acoustics in here.
It barely sounds echoey, really.
Okay,
It's not very bad.
That's good. But I'm really, really enjoying being able to come to a dedicated workspace that's calm and always clean and ready for me. So there's not a lot of distractions in here. And I am really, really hopeful that this is going to help me to make the progress in 2024 that I want to.
Nice.
So anyways, it's like a fresh start, not just a fresh year. I got a fresh office too.
Nice.
I did publish a rom-com and was really pleased with the response from my readers, because I felt like, because it'd been so long since I had published in anything but Kindle Vella, that maybe they had forgotten me, and they had not.
Nice.
So that was wonderful. They're still there hoping for content, and that's always a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been really into planning stuff, like planners and making goals, for the last month or so. And my husband, last night, I was sitting on Canva. I'm working on a 2024 fully linked PDF custom planner for my Supernote.
Nice.
And I'm almost done, but it's like linking everything is taking me time. He was teasing me. He's like, you spend a lot of time on planning. And he didn't finish what he was thinking. I knew he was thinking, for someone who is completely chaotic and unorganized and never knows what's going on. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. But for me, planning is not so much like, I'm going to write this chapter and I'm going to get this word count and I'm going to finish this book by this day, because I've learned that does not work for my ADHD brain. In fact, it shuts me down. It freezes me and puts a lot of stress and pressure on me that I don't need. So for me, planning has become a way of just getting all of my mind tangle out on paper. And because I don't have a good concept of time, having a calendar in front of me helps me to process what time looks like.
Mm.
What does a week look like? What does a month? What does a quarter look like? And so as I'm trying to envision the things that I want to accomplish in the future, having a calendar just helps give me a context for making decisions. And so, anyways, I wanted to show briefly. I for the first time in my entire life in 2023, one of my other successes was I actually kept a planner the entire year, but
Nice.
it was for the dramas that I watched, which you've seen.
Yes.
And so I allowed myself to buy this beautiful planner on Etsy that is
Nice.
for my dramas. So I started 2023 with a cheap one from Walmart. And because I did it all year long, I rewarded myself with a nice one.
Nice.
But it taught me that I can be consistent if I'm interested. So
Nice.
this year, I'm trying to keep more of like a journal
Mm.
for like all of my like thoughts and brain stuff and goals and things like that.
Nice.
There's a book that I'm reading that has this concept called Storyworthy.
Mm.
And you get like daily, it's like homework for life is what the author calls it. Um, and I'm terrible because I would have here, I could actually pull it up in my Kindle. I think it's something for writers. It's good for everybody, but especially for writers. So it's Storyworthy by Matthew Dix.
Oh,
Um, and the idea is that every day you think, what was the most story-worthy moment in my day? And you just make a quick note of it. And over time, it teaches you to look for the stories happening all around you because they
nice.
happen all the time, but we don't necessarily pay attention. And so it's a good way to kind of record memories. It's a good way to kind of pay attention in your life better. But as an author, it's definitely a way to become more connected to the world around you, so that we have more input for the stories that we write. And so that is one
Mhm.
of my focuses for 2024 is to record my story-worthy moment every day. So that's part of what that planner is too. But
Good. I
so
love that.
so we kind of talked a lot about 2023. So what do you want to focus on or accomplish in this coming year?
Oh my goodness. So I have a lot of my a lot of pots boiling all over the place and things. So I have opened up my own um publishing company. It's just a little tiny publishing company because all I'm doing is buying the rights to YouTube for other people because I want to grow my YouTube channel and I can't put out a ton of content on my YouTube channel because I write slow to begin with. And I'm working on some longer projects. And so it's going to take time to put stuff up on YouTube. So I am buying the rights for other short stories, novellas, basically, and putting those up on my YouTube channel. So I'm really excited about that venture. I also have a brand new website that I am working on, and it is called cleanromancebooks.com. And I'm inviting all authors to come on it and put their books up on cleanromancebooks.com. And you, in exchange, you just have to put a link to my website in your newsletter and on your website. And I am hoping that the power of all of us advertising this together in our newsletters will help it really grow. And I am seeing a lot of traffic on there right now, which is really exciting because I am using affiliate links for Amazon and I'm seeing clicks go up, all the time. And so that's really exciting for me to see not just my books getting clicks, but other books getting clicks and sales and stuff like that. So I am really excited about that.
That's incredible. I'm still mad Amazon doesn't let us have affiliate accounts in Arkansas. Stupid. Maybe it's Arkansas I
Yes.
should be blaming and not Amazon. I'm sure Amazon would allow us if Arkansas would let them.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's cool because it gives you a great way to see what's going on and also be
Yes.
able to get a little bit of profit back from all your labor you're putting into that website.
Yes.
But that is great to add visibility to our thing. I mean,
Yes.
our category. Um, I am trying to learn how to draft faster in
Ooh,
2024.
nice.
So, I was trying to figure out I didn't wanna have, like, a word count goal every day. I didn't wanna say, "I'm gonna finish this many books this year." I wanted to set a goal that is actually going to establish, a skill or a routine that makes those things possible,
Oh,
right?
nice.
And so I started really thinking about it, and I decided that my problem is that I write to perfection in a draft.
Mm.
And in a way, there's a lot of benefits to that because I have less editing that I have to do, but it's also really slow. It's very, very slow.
See,
And
that is
so
exactly why I'm so slow is because
yes,
I have to get it perfect before I go on to the next sentence,
yes.
yes.
So it's something I need to overcome because I'm good at editing. I have no problem taking something and making it better, improving it. So I don't know why I'm so afraid of the first draft not being perfect.
Mhm.
Um, I suspect that if I can learn how to write faster drafts, then over time I can engineer it into still writing very clean and writing
Yeah.
fast and kind of finding that balance somewhere where I'm kind of doing both. Not perfectly, but like in a good way that works for me. So that's my goal is to learn how to draft fast. And we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna try and see how quick because part of the thing is I have so many stories I want to get to.
Yeah.
You do too. We
Mhm.
talk about just we have all these things, all these ideas, all these characters, all these stories we want to tell. And so when you're slow, it's not just difficult for your business, but it's just really frustrating as a writer because you want to get to all the things.
Yes.
And so that's what my like biggest goal for 2023 is.
Nice.
Um, so for all of you watching, I think when you're making goals for 2024 or for any time period that you're like setting down and trying to structure things, one of the things that I'm learning is that you need to understand not only what you want to do, but why you want to do it.
Mm.
And so sometimes you just sit down and like, oh, it would be awesome if I made this amount of money this year, or if I wrote this many books, if, whatever your goal is. But it's important to step back and think, okay, well, why do I want to do that? What benefit am I seeking for? What am I currently lacking that goal would fulfill? And so
Mhm.
sometimes if you reverse engineer your thinking, you can get to the heart of, the why, and then maybe you can find a process or a routine or a habit or a skill that you need to establish to get you there. Because I think too often goals are really hard to quantify and to create a process to achieve. If
Yes.
yeah, if we don't understand the inner workings of why we're trying to get there in the first place.
Right.
So I recommend everybody sit down and dig through all the whys for the goals that you're working on. And then for a lot of us creatives, um, it's better to break down things into smaller time periods. So this year I'm working in quarters. A lot of people who do like the Kanban boards and different things like that kind of work in like working by quarters through the year anyway.
Nice. I like that.
But I'm not even thinking about quarter 2, 3, and 4 right now
Mm.
because that puts, like I don't know where I'm going to be when quarter 1 ends.
Mhm.
So it's going to be hard for me to say what the next quarters needs to be. I figured out that that's why I'm a pantser.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been going through all this stuff about my goals, and I had this moment of clarity. I was like, that's why I'm a pantser. I have a hard time plotting because my story changes
Yes.
as
That's
I
me too.
write it.
That's me too.
Like, I think I might go into a chapter thinking I know what's going to happen, and then something just evolves as like my characters do something, and it takes things in a different direction. And then if I had plotted everything out, well, that's all messed up now.
See,
And
that's
so,
me too.
yeah. And so I think that's how Pantser brains work, is that we know that things happen organically.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way to predict that. In fact, I've recently heard someone say humans are terrible at predicting things.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. We don't know what sudden success we're going to have, what sudden inspiration we're going to have, if we're going to get sick, if something's going to come up in our personal lives. And so the further out we plan, the less we are able to predict what's going to happen along the way. And so I'm planning in smaller increments. And then it gives me a chance to review and reprocess and replan for the upcoming future. So that might be something a lot of you want to think. We call this charting your course in 2024.
Yes.
But it might be in January of 2024. And then taking it, like, just see what's around the next island. You never know.
Yeah.
Like, get there, enjoy the view, and then be like, oh, where do I want to go next? Yeah. Do you have any other goals you want to talk about for 2024, or any advice for people?
So I do want to finish my 2 books that I have started that I haven't finished. I started one of them back in 2022. So I really need to finish that one.
So one you've had going on Kindle Vella?
Yes, that one. I need to put book 2 up on Kindle Vella, because I'm a good chunk of the way in. I'm about a third of the way in that one, and if I can start putting it up on Kindle Vella, that'll motivate me to keep writing and to make sure I have more content coming up for Kindle Vella. So that one is definitely a goal of mine. And then I have a rom-com that I started that is just like, write me. So I'm going to hopefully finish that one really fast so that I can get back to my angel book that I have promised everybody that I will not leave them hanging on. So
yes. I love people hanging on my vampire story, and I keep getting like reviews or comments like, I was reading this every day. Why did it stop? I'm like,
no.
I put that it was season 1, but you're right. I do need to come back with season 2.
Yeah.
Get that wrapped up.
Yes.
I want to write at least 1, but possibly 2 nonfiction books this year.
Ooh, cool.
And so that is something that I am actually super, super excited about.
Nice.
I want to, specifically, the one I'm most excited about is writing one about scene tropes, which is what I taught a class on in our conference. And I'm just fascinated by it. There have been a lot of people talking about it in different ways, using different terms. And so, but I haven't seen an in-depth, almost like encyclopedia type listing of different romance scenes.
Yeah.
And why they're important, why they're used, why readers like them, or things they don't like about them, and how to use them to best effect, or how to twist them. So I want to go kind of scene by scene by scene, and
I love that.
Go through all that stuff. And so anyways, it's a labor of love, because there are a lot of them. The more, there are a lot of character tropes, like the bad boy, the billionaire, all that stuff. And there's a lot of plot tropes. But when you start getting into individual scenes, oh gosh, it's just so many of them. And part of me is like, what if I publish this book and then I discover like I left like 20 or 30 of them out? It's kind of,
just say to yourself now, it's not going to be comprehensive. It's not going to have every single thing in it.
This is about teaching you how to analyze and learn, so that when you discover a new trope that you like, you can add it to the list.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so anyways, I'm excited about that. So let's see what Leah's talking about. Sarah Cannon's HB90 course. So I've taken Sarah's HB90 course too, and I learned a lot from it. There were definitely like pieces of that worked really well for me. The thing is that it's a very structured planning system, and Sarah is very good at I'm going to have this many working days. I'm going to accomplish this much each day so that I can accomplish this goal by this time. And, all these, like, I wish I was that structured, and I wish my brain would allow me to work in that way.
Yeah.
But I do like the visualization of it and the time, like boxes that you create with that one. So, yeah. So we really appreciate everybody being here with us today. I hope that 2024 feels like some kind of an invitation to you rather than like, pressure.
Right.
I think.
And we want to know your goals. So drop your goals down in the comments.
Yes. And remember, you don't have to have everything figured out just because it's January 2nd.
Yes.
Sometimes there's a lot of pressure to be like, oh, the new year has started and I still haven't made my goals, or I still don't know what I'm doing this year, or whatever. You don't have to have it all figured out on the first day or the first week of the year. Like, this is something that we should all be kind of doing all the time. But it is fun to have a fresh chance to sit and take stock and make choices for what we want to do in the coming days and weeks. So anyways, I hope you guys can all sit and plan to take the time to really think about what will make you happy and fulfilled, and the why behind the things you want to accomplish, so that you can make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, something that is authentic and meaningful to you, and that you are putting the right routines and habits in place to try to actually make them possible, because there's nothing worse than feeling really crappy because you made goals that you didn't do. We all want to feel, like we have been successful and improved ourselves in our business. So good luck to everybody. Tell us all of your goals, things you want to accomplish. If you have any great planning tips or planners or anything like that, drop it in the comments, and we will see you in 2 weeks from today with our next podcast. If you don't see us before then with some other fun content, because who knows? We're just spontaneous like that. All right, everybody, go forth and chart your course for 2024.
All right. Bye.
Bye.